fun and it is good. It is very, very good. And though I never felt, I never stopped feeling the same way. I would sometimes be walking on the road. My mind, I'm just there physically, but my mind and my heart, I don't know where they are. I can't tell you how many times I have strayed away from the roadside and to the middle of the road, and the last thing I'm hearing is a car standing next to me, hooting and hooting. And all the while, from afar, I could not hear the hoot. That is how much you just get disconnected from the world. I could not hear the hoot. I can't tell you how many times I found myself, a car is standing here. Manze guys, I'm telling you, God, if he hasn't said that it is your time to go. So I can't tell you how many times I had to. I was shocked because a car is standing next to me. Even some would even touch me, kidogo tu hivyo, because they are thinking I'm ignoring, so they are like scaring me off so they can be afraid and run out of the road. But in that moment, my mind is very far. Life continued, and I continued going to work. And guys, one of the things, two things that gave me strength during that time, the fact that I had a job and the job was not stressing. My boss was the best. And I'm telling you, I salute you, Jessica Ranja. Thank you for giving me that opportunity to work in your company. It saved me a lot. And also living with my roommate, Lucy, I salute you because kama si wewe, even though I didn't tell you anything, I came to tell her way later. I came to tell her way later. Uh, Even if I did tell you, you were a rock at that particular time. You were a rock. So I started working. What do you say? I continued with life after my roommate shifted, and went to live now in her house. And this particular day, guys, I can't tell you because that part of my life is a bit, I can't recall, because the last time I remember is me going to bed on a Sunday evening. And then the following day, I can't remember how I woke up. I can't remember me dressing up. I can't. Honestly, guys, I can't remember. That part of my life is total darkness. Even if I close my eyes, no matter how much I close my eyes, I can't recall. So apparently, I woke up, dressed, and then I was going to work. For those by that, I live in Zimmerman. So I used to walk up to the superhighway, cross the bridge, go the other side, and board the matatus that are coming from Githurai, because that way it was cheaper than boarding the matatus from this other side of Kamete Road. So I used to walk. This particular day, I woke up, dressed up, did the same routine. But once I reached on that bridge, and I woke up way earlier than usual. It was too early, earlier than usual. Generally, I'm not a morning person. No, I am not. Trust me, I am not. I woke up, I went at the middle of the road, at the middle of the bridge, on the side of the road that is going to Thika. I stood there, put my handbag down, and I was climbing those chumas that are there. Mind you, all these things I cannot remember. I can't. I can't remember climbing. When I'm coming back to my senses, I find myself speaking to a man. A man I didn't see coming from wherever I can't even tell if they came from Kasarani side or from Roysambu side or from Zimmerman side. I can't recall that, but I only remember speaking to a man standing to me, and he's holding my hand, and he's telling me of his own life, and he's sharing. When I'm coming back to my senses, I remember him telling me that it is really, I'm going through a tough time and it is hard. It is hard that I don't have a job and I have a wife and I have children. And I ended up listening to him. I'm not telling him anything. I'm just listening to him, and I'm listening to him, and I'm listening to him. All of a sudden, I was like, I was going to work. I told him, don't worry, things will be better. I came down, took my handbag, and walked. That was a shocker, guys. It was a shocker. Finding myself on that, kwa hizo chuma. I can still recall, even right now when I walk in that bridge, I can still see that picture where my handbag was on the floor and where I had climbed. Without, I don't know, if it wasn't for that man, who I believe it is just God sent, I don't know what we'd be speaking. Because remember, guys, previously, a few weeks before, there was a man who had been knocked down from a car from that same spot, but now on the road. On the road. And that day I saw him, I asked myself, how would it be? I was like, now your life is fine, you are peaceful wherever you are, and all that. Depression is an evil spirit, and it is an evil spirit. It is an evil spirit, guys. Up to now, I can't comprehend the whole thing, but I remember walking out and I was crying. I cried in the matatu until I went to work. Everybody was like, what is happening? Are you okay? Are you okay? Yes, I am okay. But I don't know. They don't know. You'd think after that, the suicidal thoughts would end. No way. They didn't end there. They would still happen once in a while. But that particular incident was a big scare. It was a very big scare for me. It was a big scare. I can't explain it. I can't explain it. I can't. So after that, I was very intentional. I said no. If that man, all the things that man told me, they could keep on ringing in my head, ringing in my head, ringing in my head. I asked myself, why? Why do the devil want me to end my life? For what? Then I started the journey. One of the most courageous things I ever did was to pick up my phone and call a counselor. By then, in our church, we didn't have free counseling. And mind you, the job that I was doing, it was a good job, but I could not afford a counselor. So what I did, because I used to listen to Hope FM a lot, I called through the number that they give, and I was given a counselor. Her name was Jane, and I'm telling you, that was the boldest thing I had ever have had to do. I called her, and I called first of all, and I was told, just wait, we'll give you someone, and then that Jane is the one who called back, and I was able to work with Jane, and we were able to work on it and work on it and work on it, but it was not easy. Like, I think we were in communication with Jane for almost 6 months, until one time I remember her telling me that I should go and start taking antidepressants. And I said, no, I can't live my life on drugs. These are not disputing if you are on drugs, guys, because we have different kind of faith. If you are on drugs, continue taking them, but still trusting God that He will be able to deliver you and heal you permanently. But at that point, that is what I knew. You know what? Something needs to change. In the middle of all this, in the middle of all this, one of my friends from our church, the church I used to go, not the one that I am in right now, one of our one of my friend, we had made a pact that we'd be able to, whoever will get married first, the other one will be the bridal team, the bride, one of the bridesmaids. So she approached me and she's like, you know what, Dorcas, I am getting married and we made a pact, so lazima ukue kwa line. I told her I don't feel like it. She told me we made a pact, so you have to. I told her, so if I have to, and then unless maybe I be a matron. A matron, for those who don't know, is the one who is in charge of children in the day of the wedding. She told me it's fine. Now, eventually, actually, in that wedding, we had a lot of children, a lot. So what I did, being the matron, I was the matron of these children from 5 years to 14, I guess. From teens, suko teens. See, 19, 20, Panama, like below 14 years, it was primary school mostly. So we would meet every Sunday in the afternoon. I would go to church. By then, I had started shifting into the church that I go now. So I would go to the church in the morning, and then in the afternoon, I would go to that church. We do, first of all, we have a session, a sit down session with the children, and you'd walk, we would talk. They would tell me things and stories and all this. It was just wonderful. And then we would spend the other 1 hour was to just sit down and talk, and then 1 hour was just for us to dance. And it was the best 2 months of my life. Remember, I've just been talking to a counselor, and then there's this assignment that I am doing, and it was nourishing. I'm telling you guys, it was very, very nourishing. So the wedding came, and we danced our hearts off, kabisa, completely. We danced our hearts off. And it was a wonderful wedding. I still have the dress out until today. I usually wear it, and because it is cute, I don't wear it obvio because it is classy. So I finished. The wedding was finished, and then I now continued going to the church that I go to right now. Now every other day. That was 2017 now. So 1 or 2 months later, I decided, let me just go visit my previous church, because that is where my mom still goes to church. So I went, and immediately I got at the gate, at the entrance of that church. All the kids that we had been dancing together came running, even the tall ones. They came running, and they're telling me, teacher, where have you been? When were you? We say, I thought we would be dancing even during other times and all this and all that. And in the midst of that, I heard the voice of God. I heard the voice of God, guys. I had heard the voice of God before, but even this time it was clear. And I'm not talking about at hearing the voice of God ile unasema ati kuna kitu iliniambia nilisikia tu ndani ya roho yangu. No, not that kind of hearing the voice of God. Hearing the voice of God ile you're hearing from outside. You feel that is not my mind, that is not my heart. That is not something that is within me. It was something from outside. I had it. That don't give up. I have a great plan for you. And I'm telling you guys, I cried. I remember telling the kids to give me some few minutes, and I went to the Sunday school classes and I cried myself out. I wanted to pray, but I could not pray. I was just crying and telling God, thank you. That was the major turnaround of my life. That was the major turnaround of my life. Remember, I had the last thing we had talked with my counselor was that I should think about start taking the antidepressants. And then I hear the voice of God. You know what? I relied on that. And I remember I launched severely. I prayed, and fasting for my mental stability and emotional stability. And I would go to our church and I would cry and I would call God and I would tell him, you know what? If you don't heal me, I don't know how my life will end, but it is you. It is your name that will be embarrassed. You say that you told me clearly. It is still written in my diary. You told me clearly that you have a plan, that you have a great mission for me, a great purpose in it, that you have prepared for me. Then how am I supposed to work on it with me using drugs? And I'm telling you guys, how many years now? 18, 20, 18, 19, 21, 2, 3. 5 years down the line, and I am free. I no longer have suicidal thoughts. Of course, feeling down once in a while, yeah, within the cycle as a lady, yeah, they are there. But I never feel that I have never found myself in that darkness that I was in for those almost 1.5 years. I have never. And I'm not intending to. Even when things are rough, even when things are tough, like last year, things were tough for me in my life. Hey, last year it was tough. I keep on reminding myself that you know what? I have a great purpose that God has. And now I was very intentional about my walk in Christ. I was very intentional. It was not easy. It was not easy, but I was very intentional. I got committed in church. I got committed in those networks. In our church, we call them networks. That is deliverances, woman. We call. I got involved in the networks. I went to the youth network. I went to the ladies network, and through all those networks, I was able to be fully healed. And I thank God. As I stand here, I give all the attribute to God because trust me, it is not by power, it is not by might, it is not by my own strength that I was able to do that. If only I could open up my diary, guys, and I let you read some of the things because I went back to the diary I was using then and I could not imagine the things I was writing in those diaries. I could not imagine. I can't imagine I'm reading and I was right now I'm like, what were you thinking? What is your problem? Now I'm a different person. So if you are out there and you feel you're having this sort of feeling, don't let it put you down. Don't let it take over your life. Don't let it for you to end your life. Life is beautiful. There's still a lot that God has prepared for you in this land. So take heart, dress yourself, do what is needed, talk to someone if you need. Actually, you need to talk to someone. Talk to someone. Don't let it take over you. Please, guys, depression is a spirit, and we really need to be delivered from it. And this comes, tafadhali, guys, tafadhali, tafadhali. Let us about our be intentional about our mental health, our emotional health. Right now, I started after that I started the journey of self-awareness so that I could be able to understand. We will talk about the self-awareness in the next video. I was able to start the journey of self-awareness so that I may be able to understand and know me better, so that I'm able to gauge myself when I feel as if I am going back to that situation. Until next time, guys. See you. If you have not subscribed, please nisubscribe sasa wivu ni ya nini? So nisubscribe hapo so that you can reach out to so many people, so you can be able to help a lot of people. If you are, give it a thumbs up. If this story is inspirational, give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment. Do you feel as if you're down? Do you feel as if you need help? Just go on the comment section and tell me what you are going through. You never know. Your helper might be watching and might read that message. So guys, thank you so much for listening to me. Until next time, love you guys.